Hello, I'm Joe Hren. Efforts are underway to create a new resource center that helps ensure the most reliable and credible information comes from child sex abuse victims. The new Child Advocacy Center would operate in Monroe County and also serve Brown, Owen, Greene, and Lawrence counties, bridging the gap of those identified as underserved for alleged child abuse victims.
You want an interview with a child in this situation to result in the most reliable and credible information possible. Therefore, we want the person who conducts that interview to be the most experienced and well-trained person possible, and to use the best practices
in a safe and friendly environment to avoid traumatizing the child and to limit multiple interviews.
Sure, we've tried to make those interview rooms more kid-friendly by putting in smaller chairs, a few stuffed animals, and we may have even sat on the floor to interview a child in an effort to bring ourselves down to their level. But we don't have the space or the resources to keep it that way all the time.
Susie's Place is one such center in Hendricks County. Executive Director Emily Perry says Monroe County officials will need to raise $200,000 to open in February of 2011.
Really, everything's going to be contingent upon funding and our fundraising efforts at this point, because we have the team intact and our protocols are ready to go. It's just finding a space that's going to meet our needs and then securing the operating expenses.
A new report on a recent federal health care bill outlines future benefits for Hoosiers. The tax credit will be available to individuals and families with incomes between $14,000 and $43,000. According to the report, about 593,000 people will be eligible for a tax credit as a result of the legislation. Out of those eligible, about 257,000 are currently uninsured. The report estimates the tax credit will be about $2.2 billion. And the Indiana Department of Workforce Development has released new unemployment numbers for August. The statewide unemployment rate declined by 0.2% from July to stand at about 9.9%. Monroe County experienced a similar decline over the same period, ending the month at about 7.8%. And now checking the weather forecast for tonight: partly cloudy, a 40% chance of thunderstorms, lows in the mid-60s. A 30% chance of rain in the forecast. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy with highs in the mid-80s. Tomorrow night, partly cloudy, lows in the mid-60s. And then in the 5-day forecast, mostly sunny on Thursday with highs in the lower 90s. And for more on these stories and other local news, go to indianapublicmedia.org.